Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. One man killed, two injured in a shooting yesterday. A mother jailed in a baby's death. And Genesis says it will not kneel. The group wants to participate in Fox Hill Day and other rush outs. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Good morning again, Palms. It is Friday, August 1st, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Duquesa Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we're talking with Chef Samin Hall Jr. about his Pier-to-Plate event this weekend and more. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for The Overnight, the latest breaking news from while you're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, a man shot and killed and two other people injured during a shooting outside Twin Brothers off East Street. It happened yesterday afternoon. Chief Superintendent Shariah King said two men were at the restaurant purchasing items when a small Japanese car pulled up. She says the two men got out of that vehicle and fired gunshots at those two customers, fatally wounding one, and the second victim had to be transported to the hospital. Both of the men are in their early to mid-20s. And police are saying that there was a third victim, a woman, an employee of that establishment, who was taken to the hospital as well. The shooters fled the scene and remain urging anyone with information to contact police at 911 or 919. A 22-year-old mother cried as she was jailed for 1 year for negligently causing her 2-year-old son's death. Sabrina Henry received the sentence as part of a plea deal yesterday when she tearfully accepted responsibility for the August 12th, 2023 death of her son, Jeremiah Thurston. The little boy died after his neck was stuck in the automatic car window of the car his parents were driving. Henry and her partner, DeMargio Thurston, did not notice the mishap until other motorists got their attention, but it was too late to save their son. Henry is expected to receive counseling while serving her sentence, and she will be placed on probation for 1 year following her release from prison. Justice Neil Brathwaite told the young mother that he hoped her actions would help her to move on with her life, saying, quote, "Having regard to what happened to your child, you have already suffered." Thurston, who is also charged with negligence, hugged Henry before she was led away in handcuffs. He returns to court on September 25th. Disgruntled Bahamas Public Services Union members protesting outside the office of the Prime Minister due to unresolved issues surrounding an industrial agreement that the union signed with the University of the Bahamas back in 2023. Among other benefits, the agreement promised to fulfill salary reviews and increases, but nearly 2 years after the signing, BPSU President Kimsley Ferguson says frustrated union members are still awaiting salary reviews. The Genesis Junkanoo organization says that the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence, the JCNP, has threatened to suspend the group and downgrade the Category A group to the fun category for its decision to participate in the Foxhole Day Emancipation Rush. The JCNP recently announced that all Junkanoo activity would be suspended in protest of the circulation of a draft National Junkanoo Authority bill, which would create a permanent body to oversee, manage, and promote Junkanoo parades in the Bahamas. The JCNP said that during the suspension, only pre-approved Junkanoo activities for memorial services, fundraisers, and civic events will be allowed. But Genesis Chairman Theo Cooper argued in a press release yesterday that the Foxhole Day event is a memorial event focused on emancipation, calling the irony glaring. He said, quote, the JCNP claims to allow participation in memorial rushes, except it seems when the memorial centers on emancipation, for honoring our ancestors, we are punished. For choosing freedom, we are threatened. This is not unity. This is oppression. JCNP Chairman Dion Miller had no comment when contacted yesterday. Cooper said the JCNP informed Genesis representatives earlier last week that its participation in the rush would result in immediate suspension from the JCNP, the removal of all elected officers, forfeiture of membership dues, the loss of voting rights, and JCNP representation. The downgrade of Genesis to a fun group status with no competitive eligibility, forced reapplication for JCNP membership with no guarantee of reinstatement, and, if accepted, relegation to the exhibition category in the first parade. Cooper says this amounts to an attempt to silence the Junkanoo group. A pilot forced to make an emergency landing in Abaco shortly after taking off from the Leonard Thompson International Airport yesterday. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority said the Piper PA-32 aircraft encountered difficulties after departing the airport. As a result, the pilot landed the plane in an area of marshland west of Treasure Key. The pilot was the sole occupant. Upon landing, he made contact with emergency personnel and was taken back to Marsh Harbor in good health. And F&M Deputy Leader Shannon Don Cartwright calling on the government to provide details surrounding its deal with SpaceX to allow Falcon 9 landings in the Bahamas. Cartwright's comments coming after the Office of the Prime Minister wrote to international news agency Reuters demanding a retraction over its story about SpaceX's rocket diplomacy and how it backfired in the Bahamas. The article claimed that Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper authorized the deal without consulting with his cabinet counterparts, and that the decision to suspend the program following the explosion of a SpaceX Starship rocket over the Bahamas earlier this year was also due in part to backlash over the lack of consultation prior to the finalization of the deal. But OPM Communications Director Latrey Ramming denied all this. He said the SpaceX deal was approved by cabinet and that no single individual or ministry acted independently. A man allegedly confessed to stabbing his 21-year-old girlfriend in the chest during a dispute. The Supreme Court hearing this in testimony yesterday. 53-year-old Trevor Smith has denied a charge of murder concerning the October 2012 death of Anthony Hunter and his trial before Justice Janine Weish Gomez. ASP Tony Sands Austin told the court that on October 10, 2012, he went to West End Avenue and Market Street after he received a phone call around 11:30 a.m. Sands Austin said that he met the defendant, whom he knew most of his life, who told him he might have killed his girlfriend. You can read more on this in today's Nassau Guardian. Overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, visiting southern Gaza today during an international outrage over starvation, shortages, and deadly chaos near aid distribution sites. Witkoff and U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee toured one of Gaza Humanitarian Foundation's distribution sites in Rafah, Gaza's southernmost city. All four of the group's distribution sites are in zones controlled by the Israeli military, and throughout their months in operation have been flashpoints of desperation where starving people scramble for scarce aid. Hundreds have been killed in either gunfire or trampling. The Israeli military says it has only fired warning shots at people who approach its forces. And the foundation says its armed contractors have only used pepper spray or fired warning shots to prevent deadly crowding. And the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, observing an official day of mourning today, a day after a Russian drone and missile attack on the city killed 31 people, including 5 children, and injured more than 150. The youngest victim in Thursday's strikes was 2 years old, and 16 of the injured were children. That's according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. It was the highest number of children killed and injured in a single attack on Kyiv since aerial attacks on the city began in October 2022. The death toll rose overnight as emergency crews continued to dig through rubble. The Russian barrage demolished a large part of a 9-story residential building, while more than 100 other buildings were damaged, including homes, schools, kindergartens, medical facilities, and universities. Russia has escalated its attacks on Ukrainian cities in recent months, ignoring calls from Western leaders, including U.S. President Donald Trump, to stop striking civilian areas after more than 3 years of war. And it's time for sports, brought to you by Kalik. The Bahamas' 14-member junior national golf team coming away with a third-place finish at the 37th Caribbean Amateur Junior Golf Championships, staged at the Grand Reserve Golf Course in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico maintained its lead throughout the competition and wrapped up with a winning total of 162 to hoist the Hank James Team Trophy. Dominican Republic narrowly held on for second place, earning a total of 126 points. Team Bahamas placing third with 124 points. Bahamian swimmer Zaylee Elizabeth Thompson competing in the women's 100 meters freestyle event of the 2025 World Aquatics Championships in Singapore. Thompson in the 5th out of 9 heats and touched the wall in 59.45 seconds, placing 8th in her heat and 47th overall out of 82 swimmers. Early in the week, Olympian Lamar Taylor and Mark Anthony Thompson were in action. Taylor set a new national record of 48.52 seconds in the heats of the men's 100-meter freestyle, lowering his previous personal best. Mark Anthony Thompson opened the competition for Team Bahamas, earning a 65th place finish in the men's 50-meter breaststroke, clocking 29.88 seconds, and 66th place in the men's 100-meter breaststroke, in a time of 1:08.56. Taylor will return to action today in the men's 50-meter freestyle and will follow that up with the men's 50-meter backstroke event on Saturday. Victoria Russell will be the last member of Team Bahamas to hit the waters. She will swim in the women's 50-meter butterfly event today, followed by the women's 50-meter freestyle on Saturday. Competition will come to an end Sunday. For Major League Baseball, the trade deadline brought plenty of chaos Thursday, with dozens of deals capping a frenetic 24 hours as teams sought to improve their rosters ahead of the postseason. Among the highlights, all-star shortstop Carlos Correa reuniting with the Houston Astros and the San Diego Padres, going on a trading spree that brought in hard-throwing closer Mason Miller, and the New York Yankees grabbing two-time all-star reliever David Bednar. And the NFL season kicked off at the annual Hall of Fame game Thursday night with a moment of silence for the 4 people killed earlier this week by a shooter who was targeting league headquarters in New York. The gunman also wounded a league employee in the shooting on Monday night. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell telling NBC he visited the employee for an hour on Wednesday and said the man was improving. Goodell stayed in New York to attend the funeral for police officer Tadrul Islam, who was killed in the shooting. At sports, brought to you by Click, the beer of the Bahamas, and Pop the Top, back and bigger than ever. Click giving away up to $200,000 in cash and prizes. Purchase your favorite Click beer and look under the cap. You could be a winner. Free Click beer, Click merch, or cold hard cash could be yours just for drinking Click. Click reminds you to drink responsibly. It is time for your first look at weather, brought to you by Star General. Got another heat advisory for today. That's between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Excessive heat index values in the triple-digit range again today. And this is all about as a result of a broad high-pressure ridge that continues to dominate weather across the area, steering warm, moisture-laden winds east to southeasterly across the islands. As a result, hot and humid environmental conditions with abundant sunshine expected again today. But a weak mid to low level trough combined with strong daytime heating may spark a few isolated in some areas. But the typical summertime pattern will persist throughout the weekend. High pressure becomes the dominant feature, and by Monday, a robust tropical wave will shift westward into the southeast Bahamas. That's going to bring increased moisture, cloudiness, and unsettled conditions. And that's going to move through the rest of the country into midweek next week. So for today, everyone's being advised to remain hydrated, wear light-colored clothing, limit outdoor activities, and take frequent breaks during peak sunshine hours. UV indices will be in the extreme to very high range. As we said, heat indices in the triple digits. There is also a moderate risk of rip currents along east and south coast beaches in the southeast Bahamas. So your forecast for today for most areas, partly to mostly sunny, becoming mostly fair tonight. About a 20 to 30% chance of isolated showers or thunderstorms in the afternoon. Winds southeast to southwest at 10 knots or less, falling light and variable at times for the extreme northern islands, but east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, with slightly higher gusts for the northwest and central Bahamas, east-northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots for the southeastern islands. High temperatures around 95 Fahrenheit today, 35 Celsius. Wow, and that heat index will make you feel like it's 106 to 110 Fahrenheit, 44 Celsius. Overnight low tonight getting down to 81 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. My goodness. That's your morning blend. Weather check. We'll have your extended outlook for your holiday weekend and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance Made Simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
It is time for a break. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
With RBC,
Your ideas become plans.
Your plans become memories.
This is retirement.
And your dreams become your life.
whether it's planning that family vacation, owning your dream home, or retiring comfortably, your ideas are everything. And RBC is here to help make them happen. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, Air, the Athlete's Foot, and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clocks and Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, you can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Is your business ready for the next big step? More inventory, new equipment, a larger space? At Fidelity, we offer commercial loans tailored to suit your business's needs. Inquire today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered, needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us, because we've got you covered.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Get ready to catch the thrill and win with Shell. Fuel up with $20 or more and unlock your shot at unforgettable prizes.
We're talking regatta trips to Exuma and Harbor Island.
Free fuel, grocery vouchers, water park passes, and more. Just snap your receipt and WhatsApp it to us at 242-422-0271. The vibes are high, the prizes are hot, and the summer is yours to win with Shell. Only at participating Shell stations in Nassau. Now through August 22nd. Terms and conditions apply.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way?
welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now on a Friday, Duquesa Dean.
Good morning, Dwight. It's so good to see you. I missed you.
Yeah, we missed you too. We missed you too on Tuesday. Good to have you with us this week, though.
Happy to be here. Happy Friday, Bahamas.
Happy first day of August.
Yes, and happy August.
Oh, Emancipation Day.
Merry Christmas.
So, hey, happy everything, right? Yeah.
Happy
Christmas.
Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, and Merry Christmas.
Decorations are coming up very soon, I'm sure, somewhere.
Yes.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about today, including Chef Simeon Hall Jr. is going to be here with us. His Pier to Plate event is tomorrow, and so we're going to get details about that and have a good talk about food as we always do. That's all ahead, but there is a lot going on in the news. And in the news, we're going to get to all of these at some point. Big headline in the Nassau Guardian, Genesis will not kneel, Group wants to rush. And in events over the next few days, especially Fox Hill Day, but as you heard yesterday right here on this program, JCMP, warning groups that if you do anything in terms of rushing outside of a very narrow list of what's allowed, they risk some serious consequences. We're going to get to that in just a bit. But the other story, we've got another murder, and this is in broad daylight yesterday afternoon. Man killed, 2 others injured in a shooting. LaTanya Roberts writing about it today. A man was shot and killed yesterday, and 2 other people were injured during a shooting outside Twin Brothers off East Street. Chief Superintendent Shariah King said 2 men were at the restaurant purchasing items. So she says 2 male occupants exited the vehicle and discharged gunshots in the direction of those 2 male customers, fatally wounding one of them, and the second victim was transported to the hospital with injuries. So King says both of these males are in their early 20s to mid-20s, and we would also like to confirm that there was a third victim, a female employee of that establishment, who was injured and taken to the hospital. Wow. Oh, my goodness. The shooters fled the scene and remain at large. Anyone with information is asked to call police 911 or 919. So, unusually, because it doesn't usually happen, I was in that area yesterday, and I'm walking outside and heard, I thought it was construction work. It was a bam, 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 bam.
Right.
Boy, that person's vigorously nailing whatever that is.
Ah, my.
And then my colleague who I was with says, I don't know if that's a hammer. I think that might be a gun. I said, what?
Wow.
No, fireworks maybe. No. And then the reaction of other people around, like, oh, wow. And I'm like, should we, duck?
Oh, wow.
It was unbelievable.
Daylight, broad daylight.
At least 9 shots. It was bam, 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 bam. I was like, wait. Because it was so, it really could have been a hammer.
Right.
But it was disturbing. And again, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow. Well,
just
thankfully,
unbelievable.
You guys were okay.
We weren't very close to it.
Right.
But not far from it.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, can you imagine you're at work?
No.
Serving people?
No, I can't.
And you get shot?
No, I can't.
Because someone's trying to shoot somebody else?
No, and they don't care who gets caught up in the crossfire.
No.
It's insanity.
Wow.
That's pure insanity.
So condolences to everybody, and we hope they find these guys. That's really crazy. Again, so many innocent people could have been hurt in all of this, but just wild. Wild. Okay. So this story, you remember this from a couple years ago? I'm trying to understand if there's more to it, more to the story here, but this disturbs me on a number of levels. So mother jailed in baby's death. Our Artesia Davis writing about this. So a 22-year-old mother cried as she was jailed for 1 year for negligently causing her 2-year-old son's death. Sabrina Henry received the sentence as part of a plea deal yesterday when she tearfully accepted responsibility for the August 12, 2023 death of her son, Jeremiah Thurston. Remember this?
Yes, I do.
The little boy died after his neck was stuck in the automatic car window of the car his parents were driving. Henry and her partner, DeMargio Thurston, did not notice the mishap until other motorists got their attention. But it was too late to save their young son. Henry is expected to receive counseling while serving her sentence, and she'll be placed on probation for 1 year following her release from prison. Justice Neil Brathwaite told the young mother that he hoped her actions would help her to move on with her life. He said, quote, having regard to what happened to your child, you have already suffered. Thurston, who was also charged with negligence concerning his son's death, hugged Henry before she was led away in handcuffs. He returns to court on September 25th for his matter. Okay. Yeah, we remember how this went. Lots of people were saying, how could they not notice? Why weren't they paying attention? Was he not in a child seat? All that kind of stuff. And you're supposed to be in a child seat. You really are. You're not supposed to be able to get up at like 6 or 7. I think it depends on your size, not even your age.
You get a booster seat after a certain...
So there definitely was negligence. But what do you think? Jail time for this? This is your own child. She's very young.
Right.
But, and that doesn't mean anything. We've had lots of young mothers who are very responsible. Mm-hmm. But do you agree that the parents deserve jail time for this?
It's so sensitive, right? I'm not leaning towards the jail time, the counseling, the perhaps probation being, because she's already learned such a hard lesson and a lesson that will never go away. However, there should still be some consequences, like I said earlier, maybe probation or house arrest or something like that, if you want to say issue a legal type of punishment for the incident. And, hopefully, as it comes back up, it can be a reminder to all of the people out in the public currently who are driving with children, bouncing in the car and,
or in their lap,
in their laps
front
or
seat,
right, or
standing
whatever.
in the windshield.
Right, that definitely needs to change as well. So it's a very hard situation. And I'm sure that as parents, they've beat themselves up quite a bit for not noticing or not having the child, in a seat or whatever. So I feel like it's punishment upon punishment.
Yeah. I want to get your reaction to it, folks. What do you think would be, do you agree with the question? Like this will send a message to others or, or what could have been a better sentence? Or do you agree? Jail time is what's needed. Let's hear from you. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. A real tragedy here. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning to Cressler.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Dwight. If I may, I would like to comment on the Junkanoo possible.
We're going to get back to that. We're going to get back to that in a few minutes.
I'm going to be in the water. I've been missed that.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll say what you have to say really quick.
Okay, thank you. So, Dwight, it is now apparent that we really need a Junkanoo authority. It's more evident now because Junkanoo was our number one expression. The minister said the JCNP was selected to manage the New Year's and the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade. So how then could you then say a group is either could either be banned or cancel if they participate in a parade, such as a practice, the Foxer Day Parade, and so on, So obviously, we need an authority, obviously, to see into the JCNP. In our Constitution, they said you should not be discriminated. That's discrimination if they try to say they suspend genocide or downgrade them to a fun group. So this plan calls obviously to Wooler. Wooler Francis, you the last remaining Junkanoo icon. Do not allow those other fellas to sabotage our Junkanoo culture. This is our number one culture. Please put a stop to that before it gets too far.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Although the Constitution does allow for discrimination in many ways.
Wow.
And we have it blatant in the country in many ways, especially, particularly if you look at the casinos and who can participate there. Yeah. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you doing this morning?
Doing well.
Okay. While my heart goes out to that mother of that child, let me share something with you. We have to send a strong message. You know how many times per day I drive a SUV, especially on the airport road. Mothers have children in their laps, in the front seat, right? On the back. How many times I have to screw down my window or try to beckon to them? The other day, last week, we had a situation. We would have had a triple fatality on the airport road had I not blocked that vehicle from getting hit. 2 young women driving a small little SUV, a small little Paso or something. The child appeared to be about 2 years standing between the legs of the front seat passenger. Right? When the vehicle came around, I had to actually pull my vehicle in a way where they wouldn't get hit.
My goodness.
And so I screwed my window down, my passenger window down, and I beckoned to the lady, why you all have that child in the front seat?
Wow.
And they look at me like I was crazy.
Of course.
Sometimes when you speak to these drivers, they curse you, they show you the finger.
Every day.
Right? And so we have to send a message. That child did not deserve to die the way he died. And until we change the laws, right? Vehicular homicide, that is why the laws are in the book. We want to enforce them. Enforce them. They are there. Enforce them. Now we enforcing them. I don't want to hear nobody crying. Everybody just needs to pay attention and do what is right when it comes to the safety of our children in this country. There's too much slackness on the road with these women, especially the children. You know how many days I have to tell them, move the children from in the front seats, put them in the back seat. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. We have to send a message. That's all I have to say this morning.
Thank you very much, and thank you for what you did for that family there. But I hear you.
I mean, I hear her too, but that the reality is this really isn't sending a message. Maybe a message is being sent, but the question is, who's getting the lesson? Today you go out on the road, you're going to find multiple situations where kids are unrestrained or in the back seats or even in the front seats without having on a seatbelt I understand what she is saying. I also recognize, though, this is not large enough of a lesson. And people who aren't in the know, like if you're not reading the newspaper, if you're not listening to the radio, they're oblivious to all of this, so they won't even get the message. Okay. I think this goes deeper to the enforcement of the law, because if you are enforcing the law on a consistent basis and somebody is driving past you with kids without then you issue them the ticket, you do whatever, right? But it comes back to the enforcement of the laws that's on the book. We are a slack nation. And so if you know you can get away with it, why you could change?
Wow. This is the same arguments about the effectiveness of capital punishment, right? Like, the person who did the crime will get a message, but
right.
Will anybody else? Will it matter to other folks?
And that's the question. Will it matter?
Let's hear from you. Good morning, caller. You are on the air live. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
And good morning, Ducressa.
Good morning. How are you?
just congratulating you on a job well done a couple months ago on that par excellent retreat which you had on. When I mean, stop talking about that yet. You wait too hard, you get sick. You get sick and already wait too hard.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's this. I agree with you, and I agree with the caller. See, Dwight is getting mad when we say this the Bahamas, but under the Christie administration with Glennis Hanna Martin when she's in transport, the law was out so serious for child seat and seat belts. Had people buying up all type of seat belts or the AID putting it in the whole car, ain't got no seat belt. People running up and down 100 and something for car seats and complaining. But we hold the law for 2 weeks. That's all, 2 weeks, and then a drop, and then going back to standing up in the front seat and driving with baby in your lap. Wow. I agree with the caller. There ain't no difference with them Americans leaving these children in these car in the back seat and investing. It was 118 yesterday, and in Coral Springs, Florida, it was 117. You got to send a message that's correct like the caller. There ain't no difference. How you can be driving? How you can leave home with your baby and hop out in the parking lot and go talking about you know your baby now in the back seat? How that could happen? How you could be driving and you ain't using your rearview mirror to see that your baby, I'd rather you'd have the baby in the lap and then have your baby, a 2-year-old, standing up and running around in the back seat. And this new window and thing, when you press it once, it says just go straight up and thing power, and his neck must just get caught in there. Man, I agree with the caller. You got to set an example. That ain't no different than the lady who leaves the 2 little children home in the house, the abandoned house, and go on partying with a boyfriend, and the judge gave her a year. We like Ajit and Alan say, we got to protect our young darlings. We got to protect us. They can't protect themselves, so we got to do the job. And Dwight, let me just say this too. Some will touch on some what you was talking about yesterday. Craig and Belkey say, don't panic, man. Start from Monday morning.
Don't panic if you're in Miami. We need to...
No, but listen, on WSBN Channel 7, they say from Monday morning, the 4th of August, from 5 a.m., today in Florida starting, and then your GMA, your Good Morning America coming on 11 o'clock.
No.
General Hospital coming on 2.
That's not
and American Idol coming on 8 o'clock.
No. Pay attention.
ABC. Huh?
No. Channel 7 will remain as it is. As a Fox affiliate, there's a new channel, Channel 18, which Channel 7 is operating.
Yeah, 18 and 72.
Right. Yeah, but will we get that? That's the thing. And
that's the question I heard you were saying yesterday.
The operators here aren't saying anything. And what they may do is replace Channel 10 with 18, but there are lots of things on Channel 10 that we like too. And that's what we're saying.
I hear them saying you got to go to the Peacock and Hulu and YouTube, TV, and all to catch some of them.
Clearly, this is what's going to happen. We're all going to have to go streaming, especially in the absence of information from the cable operators here. And I don't know why.
Let me say this before I go. I see they advertise Sunday Night Football might be coming on NBC, like how Pound King is saying for true. But I don't watch
Sunday has always been
cable, man. I get Fire Stick. I watch my sports on Fire Stick, man.
Okay.
There's something block out anyhow sometime on games or that ESPN with them. That's a Spanish ESPN, man. Them commercials. If I go to the Flow TV, on the Fire Stick ESPN, the American commercials, they have the Spanish commercials and things on our regular cable network.
Yeah.
And I don't like this have it block out most of the time anyhow. But
I hear
sending a message to the parents, man. You can't be negligent. And our law enforcement, we hold laws and things for 2 weeks, and that's it, and then we drop it. You all have a wonderful day, man. I can't even continue to listen.
Have a great weekend as you call us back. Yep. Boy, that's interesting. You got to send a message.
We got to enforce the law. That's the message. That's a part of the message.
Saying parents need to get the message in everything, right?
Right, like seriously.
Keeping the kids safe and keeping the kids out of trouble.
But Dwight, it also for me, like we have this entitlement mentality that is so deep and ingrained. I find that many young people don't want nobody to tell them what to do. They feel like the advice and wisdom of the eldest is foolish. You would try to guide and help, and they disregard that as foolishness. And they do exactly what they want to do. So while they may be getting help from their elders, while they may be pairs or whatever may be saying, "Hey, put your child in the car seat," or put the safety belt. What that call again?
The child harness thing.
No, when the seat belt.
Yeah.
Put the seat belt on the child when the child is 8 or 9 and could sit in the chair or whatever. Some people see that as foolishness, unnecessary step. But when you get in the car, when I get in the car, the first thing is I put on my seatbelt.
Yeah.
They may not be wearing seatbelts and don't see. So I think there are many prongs to this. It's not just this verdict is a message. Now what do we do, right? To the people who don't know about this but breaking the law, like there has to be additional steps. When you go and you have your child, as an American, you are in the States and you have a child, you cannot leave the hospital with your child unless that child is in a car seat.
Yeah.
And they walk you down to make sure that happens in the car.
Yep.
So what steps are we taking? What are we doing as a nation?
Yeah. Great points. Let's take some more calls. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Good morning. Hello. Hi, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Morning.
Hi. So, something that just popped into my mind, following the earlier callers, my suggestion would be that perhaps the law enforcement or the government, or whichever department of the government who are responsible, they can partner with some of our content creators, social media influencers who already, has garnered a huge following as it relates to young Bahamians who watch their content, perhaps, and have them assist in getting the messages out as it relates to, different issues we have where we need to target that young Bahamian crowd. So that could be good.
Well, hey, got to try everything. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Yeah. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning, the class.
Morning.
I should say, Mr. Strachan, and the class of being that he's the host.
It's fine.
But
good morning.
I listened to the report, and my heart went to the young mother. And I felt accident.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, we can't
And there's a
hear
little bit
you.
of feedback. If you're near a radio, turn it down for us, please. And let's try it again. You there?
I believe
Much
the
better.
jail time should not have been offered. I believe sincerely, as the judge told her, it's like this is a double whammy. I feel she should have been given counseling for both of the parents and given a warning. Because I believe psychologically, that may do something to both of them. You've lost a child. And yes, it may have been negligent. But I believe there are other alternatives that ought to have been taken. I don't think jail time was it.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the laws. Let's follow our laws. But in this instance, I feel they ought to have been counseled or given something else. I don't think jail time is it.
Yeah.
And our police officers, as we have been hearing and saying all week, you need to make yourself seen. I drove on Bay Street yesterday. I did not see one police officer as an idiot did wheelies on those four-wheel stuff that ought not to be on the road.
Oh, wow.
Come on, officers. Show yourselves, A lot of this can be hindered if there's a greater police presence, and we're not getting that. Perhaps we need to have citizen report, not citizen service.
Well, I mean, you can do that now, right? And I think people were doing that. People were calling out to them. People probably were calling the police and saying what they saw. But okay, let me add this. Don't go away, caller. I want to add this to the discussion. This is why I'm saying I'm wondering if there's more information. What if we learned that a couple was high, drinking, playing loud music, and this was happening in the back seat. Would that change your impression of what should happen to them?
Definitely. I will tell you that. Definitely. Definitely. Because
I don't know if that happened in this case. I'm just saying, would that
Yes,
change
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have everything. And as the question said, our young people don't understand guidance from the elders. The elders ought to teach the younger people. But many of our young people don't want to hear from the elders. But hey, y'all need to listen to your parents. You know, when you get in trouble, then you cuffed, you calling for mommy, and daddy usually don't come, or daddy is nowhere. And the daddies usually tell the children, if you innocent, see you Monday morning. You don't. It doesn't have to get to that point. Follow the rules of the country.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Yeah. So that would change for you as well. You would think perhaps a jail term.
Yeah, because it would be like there would be extenuating circumstances that could say their reasoning abilities were diminished, right? And so I would say a consequence for that, yes.
Okay. One more call, and we've got a whole lot of your text messages we want to get to before we go to the news. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Thank you so much for taking my call, both of you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I think the most important approach, yes, we're looking at negligence, but we seem to have a word that we like to use in our court system when it's convenient called concurrent. Perhaps the actual time should be served while she's being counseled at the very same time. Reason being, you may discover the remorse so deep in this woman that if you keep her in prison another day, she'll become a damaged case. So the counseling should be going along while the sentence is being served.
I think it does suggest that.
I thought it says afterward.
Let me see.
Read it.
I thought she'd get counseling.
1 year.
I thought it was while she was getting.
I want to say, and she has probation afterwards. But
that's when the counseling starts.
No, counseling while serving her sentence.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, I do apologize.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for taking my call.
No problem. Let's read these messages really quickly. We only got a minute before the news. This person says here, unfortunately, we are at a point where we have to send a very strong message to parents because they are not taking the safety of their children seriously while riding in cars. I just wish we could also send these light jumpers and speeders to jail also. I bet you could. Here's another question. Was there a car seat in the car and they just forgot to use it, or was there none present at all? Two things jump out at me. Was there a child seat? If not a child seat, why no child seat? Why no one in the back seat with the child? Jail time is a bit harsh, but the law is the law. If you're in the U.S., you would not think twice about putting a child in a car seat. Well, most people wouldn't. There's a lot of people who they have lots of incidents like this all the time. So people just don't adhere to the law all over, sadly. This text here, if I get cussed out for telling someone about securing their vehicles properly, so be it. I see women and men driving with babies in their hands and laps and children hanging out windows. So yeah, let them cuss me. At least it's for the child's sake. Wow. We'll read the rest of these after the news. This is Morning Blend. Stay with us.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves.
Yes, real talk.
I'm not just saying this to impress myself.
We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, how are I going to get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams, Bahamas, and you'll surely find colour in every day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also near televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:23, time for another check of your weather. Sherwin-Williams Paints. Here's what's happening. We've got another heat advisory in effect for today. This is the third or fourth day in a row. We've got, that's between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Expect excessive heat index values, again, in the triple digits. So we've got a broad high-pressure ridge that continues to dominate weather across the area. That's steering warm, moisture-laden winds east to southeasterly breezes across the islands, and hot and humid environmental conditions continue with abundant sunshine anticipated today. But a weak mid to low-level trough combined with strong daytime heating may spark a few isolated showers and thunderstorms in some areas. So the typical summertime pattern will continue throughout the weekend as high pressure remains a dominant weather feature. But by Monday, the holiday, a robust tropical wave will shift westwards into the southeast Bahamas, and that's going to bring an increase in shower chances, cloudiness, moisture, and unsettled weather, which will gradually move throughout the country into midweek. So your forecast for today for most areas, partly to mostly sunny, becoming mostly fair tonight, a 20 to 30% chance of isolated showers or thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. High temperatures expected to get up to 95 Fahrenheit, 35 Celsius, with the heat index making it feel like it's anywhere from 106 to 110 Fahrenheit, 44 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 81 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. In your extended outlook for your holiday weekend for Saturday tomorrow, expect a mix of sun and clouds in the northern and northwest Bahamas, turning mostly fair at night. Elsewhere, partly sunny during the day, becoming mostly fair at night, a 20 to 30% chance of showers, especially in the afternoon. Pretty much the same for Sunday, variably cloudy, southeast Bahamas, turning partly cloudy at night. A mix of sun and clouds during the day elsewhere. A 30% chance of isolated showers or thunderstorms for the northern and southeast Bahamas. For your holiday Monday, partly cloudy with occasional cloudy periods across the southeast Bahamas. Elsewhere, partly to mostly sunny with a gradual increase in clouds by late afternoon. And by Tuesday, we're seeing the shower chances jump up to nearly 40% likelihood. Widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, partly cloudy to cloudy conditions. That's going to hold for most of next week, at least through Thursday. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your Morning Blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Looking to paint? Well, your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. And it's time for a check of your traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. With RBC, reaching your goals happens here. In real-time traffic, seeing some heavy traffic on Robinson Road. So that's west of Soldier Road in the intersection with Prince Charles Drive. You're going to see that right in front of you, all the way up to Marathon Road, east-west. Elsewhere this morning, not much to talk about. Looking pretty manageable, even on Milo Butler Highway. But if you are in that area on Tawny Williams-Darling Highway, traffic is backed up quite a bit westbound at this time. That's real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers, your partner for smart motor insurance and advice that puts you first, whether you're at home or on the go. Getting an instant motor quote is easy. Call them or visit your nearest branch or log in anytime at nuainsurance.com.
To $25,000 of hot cash this summer. To enter, upgrade any premium combo from 1 through 12 to a medium or a large for your chance to win the grand prize of $10,000. Don't miss your chance to win big this summer. Visit your neighborhood Wendy's, upgrade your favorite lunch combo, and win hot cash. Rules and restrictions apply.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Shop early to get your uniforms and get Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Tell them.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. Coming up in just a couple minutes, we're going to be talking about Pair to Plate, the event this weekend. Chef Simeon Hall Jr. is here with us. He's brought some friends as well. I don't see any food, though, but that's okay. That's okay. Next time.
The food's on the way.
Yeah? Okay. So we just I want to wrap up the discussion about some what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Before the break about this terrible story. The mother jailed for 1 year for negligently causing the death of her 2-year-old son. You remember the story from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Little boy got his head stuck in the rear view window.
Rear passenger window.
Yeah. And frantic other drivers were trying to hail them down,
Right.
the parents in the front, to tell them what was happening in the back seat, and it was too late when they did stop. So the mother's been jailed. It was a plea deal, and the father's expected to be
sentenced.
Whatever. Find out what's going to happen to him in a few weeks. So we're getting a reaction to this. A lot of mixed reaction. People saying, "Yeah, you need to send a strong message, send them to jail." But others saying, "No, we need more compassion." I guess. Yes. So let's take this call really quickly, and then I'm going to get to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Questa.
Morning.
Happy Emancipation Day.
Yes.
Hi, same to you. Same to you.
We ask you a question. Are you free? Are you free?
Oh, that's a good
Well, if the
question.
sun shall make you free, Dwight, and the question you shall indeed be free at last.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
So what do you say on this topic?
It's good to be alive in the Bahamas. It's good to be alive today. Thank God. But
Yes.
Dwight, I would think that I think they should make this lady. Well, not really, or make her. I mean, as make her the spokesperson for like how I have that campaign, like, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Make her like the poster woman of why we should not drive with children that don't have the proper seating, and so that perhaps others could get the message or something like that. I
Well,
think
if
that
she's
would be a
prepared to
more-
be
if she
that,
wants
if
to.
she wants to be that, if she understands fully what happened, and
Yeah,
right?
but
we don't.
I would
we
take
don't
that
know.
over going to prison. I mean, I would take that over. Obviously, she is, according to your news report, she left crying. She lost her child. Now she has to serve a whole year in prison. I think she would jump at something like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that one seems a little too easy there, right? So I'm not too sure. I don't know if the jail time is right, but definitely I don't know if that is what you want to start sending, the type of message you want to send to people. If you are willing to be the poster child for what not to do, sure, I'll do that instead of jail.
But then there's so much more wrapped up into that, right? Because as she speaks about it, she'll get the same mixed reactions that we're getting now, right? And is she capable, able, and has the mental capacity to deal with those sorts of things? So it could be hard on her every time she has this conversation to sit in judgment.
Absolutely. You know? So some messages here. This person says your car seat and you can lock windows. Sadly, I know a few people, 25 through 30, who drive with young children in the front or who are not in car seats. There are people who need something to happen before they stop their reckless behaviors. It angers me that defenseless children are paying the price for their ignorance. This person says here, I agree with Duquesa. Oh, no, I disagree with Duquesa. Well, how could you not notice an entire human being's head in the window? And I admonish that judge for saying that the woman has learned her lesson, because I believe she needs to face life in prison for causing the death of a human. These mothers allow kids to do all manner of things. These women are careless and reckless. They need to be, okay, but you know.
Yeah,
is, right?
I know.
But there are lots of men who've seen that too, right? So
I
what are you
mean,
saying?
right, when you're
The
driving,
men
aren't you
in
looking
the
forward?
front seat?
Aren't
So
you and her husband in the car? Are
lap
they
of the-
having a conversation? or
staring the
whatever?
car.
So right, you see all sorts of things.
Yeah,
so
but
come
why are you
on.
making this about women?
Come
It's
on.
parents who are
Yeah,
reckless. Whether it's the father or the mother, you really need to get some therapy. I keep telling you this. Something's not right. Something's not right with you. Oh man,
I think it's just devil's advocate.
I don't think so.
I just
It can't be.
refuse to believe that that's purely the character.
Every
of the
day?
yeah, it's just devil's advocate.
this is the greatest performance. This deserves an Oscar. We could be talking about sand.
Yeah, no.
Sand,
I have
and it becomes
I have
a women's
compassion and
issue.
grace for him. Yeah, I think he's just trying to have triggers for us. Yeah, I think
What
it's
have we
a
done
game.
to deserve
I
this?
think it's just a game. Oh, funny.
Anyway, they go on to say this will absolutely send a message because we are talking about it. The mother deserves more time in jail. How could you not jail her? What if she was in? No, come on. I'm going to stop right now. No. Good morning. We all know that 1 year is too harsh for the mother in our environment. The person who needs to learn lessons won't even know of this verdict.
Point.
Driving lessons should be mandatory, and this mother should be able to be part of the course to explain her experience. This is the way we need to send a lesson or send a message, I guess. Okay.
And I love how the Texas said that driving lessons should be mandatory.
I've been saying
because
that for years.
how many have licenses?
Huh.
So if you don't have a license, if you've not gone
It's easier
through
to count the people
course,
who lend it to people with
licenses. How many people are driving cars who don't have licenses? So they haven't even gone through the course to know what safety is all about.
This person says, keep giving them a fine, and once the penalties are stiff enough, eventually the message will get through. Hit them where it hurts. Yeah. Which sensible person rides in vehicles with children and doesn't constantly check on them?
Maybe not the sensible ones. But drive the streets in Nassau every day and see what you see.
This says this isn't about a double whammy. That poor baby is dead and didn't get a chance to have a life due to negligence. So we need to stop this foolishness because the most vulnerable are the ones who suffer the greatest. It's very simple to put on your seatbelt and lock your child in a car seat. While I can sympathize with the parents, we cannot neglect the fact that the child would have not died, probably not, if he was secured in a car seat. If you ask me, the sentence should have been longer. Wow. I would say no jail time because this also happened to my child, so I can't judge. He was in a car seat, but decided to unclick himself and stick his head out the window. At the same time, I was putting up the windows to turn on the AC. Thank God it took less than a minute when I looked in the rearview mirror and noticed he wasn't in his seat. He couldn't even scream for me. My heart almost left my body at that moment. This mother needs therapy, not jail time. Wow. It's a powerful text. Thank you so much for sending that message, and I hope everything's okay. I hope everything turned out okay in that situation. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
This person says here, I see drivers have these children standing up in the car, back and the front seat. They have them in their laps while driving, no seatbelts on. When you tell someone about it, they get mad. They'll be in a car and not notice their child in trouble in the back. Guess the punishment fits the crime. And this person says here, weren't both the parents in the car? Why was only the mother charged? No, the father's going to get
I
his
think
day
next
in
week.
court.
He's going to get his day. And he's
He
awaiting
returns
his
to court
time.
September 25th.
Okay.
September.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's a valid question. Why did hers come up before his?
Well, they said plea deal. I don't know if his is going to be a plea deal.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. All right. We'll take one more call really quickly on this. Only have a couple minutes. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? What say you?
Dwight, how you doing?
Doing well.
DeQuesta, good morning.
Morning.
This is a double-edged sword here. I am one of those as well that, while traversing the roads, I see all manner of things. It's bad enough for a father to have, or a young man to have a child sitting in his lap while he's driving. It's worse when a mother is doing it. And, there's no visibility of a car seat. There's no other person inside the car supervising, but that child is just sitting in the lap of the driver while while the car is in motion. And when you pull up on the side of them and ask them what are they doing, why are they doing this, they give you either the middle finger or they cuss you out or whatever. So it isn't a matter that the public, especially those who are much older and perhaps even a little bit more wiser, will tell them about these things. But it's so unfortunate, and I can't say all, but the majority of them I come across, they just won't listen to wisdom or reason. Yeah. Why don't you stay on my business? What does it have to do with you? So on and so forth. But then again, it goes to another point as well. Someone pointed out this morning. Where are the police officers? What's the use of the cameras in these locations? Why aren't there more public awareness in terms of reports on how many persons via CCTV was ticketed for various infractions? We're not hearing these things. But I'll close on this point. Some persons say a year is the young mothers or the parents should not be jailed, whereas I believe that too, like I say, it's a double-edged sword. The jail time could perhaps, lend to the mere fact that it gives them time to reflect on their actions, as long as they're receiving counseling at the same time to coincide with the message or the lesson that you're trying to get across to them.
Yeah.
So we still have a part to do with this young mother. I'm hoping and praying that she will find peace in her heart, especially as if she really, really loves her child. And, let's just see how we can build a better society going forward, one for each other. But that's my message this morning.
Okay.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah. Really quickly, as we go to the break, this person says here, this is an article in the Tribune. Really quickly, just want to read a bit of this. 2 charged in that Exuma hit-and-run boat accident. You remember that?
Oh, yes.
This person says here, this is the article. 2 men have been charged in connection with the hit-and-run boat accident that left an American tourist critically injured while snorkeling off Tar Bay Beach in Exuma on June 30th. Jonathan Brown and Levante Ferguson were charged with causing grievous harm by scheduled to appear before Magistrate Darren Roll Davis on August 12th, according to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy. Okay. Authorities say the boat's owner is still being sought and will face charges under the Boating Registration Act for operating an unregistered vessel. The victim, 42-year-old Brent Slaw of Prosper, Texas, was struck by a speeding boat about 20 feet from shore. The propeller caused severe injuries to his lower body, which airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami, where he spent 27 days in intensive care and underwent 2 surgeries. He's since been transferred to a Texas nursing facility for specialized wound care.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yikes. Okay.
Do we know how they were discovered?
Which ones? How they got the guys?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. Remember, the wife was making an appeal for them to come forward, or there was a video, there was a photo, maybe people recognized them. But they seem to know who the boat owner is. Where is he?
Wow.
We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Just another phone call, any other phone call, but oh, what a girl in my arms tonight. Oh, what a girl in my arms.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients, while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
nice. The meal was served buffet style, you never seen such a spread. And people from many nations, they lined up to be fed. The Englishman, he takes some fish and chips. The American grab fried chicken, that's his native dish. The Frenchman bypassed the food, he head straight for the wine. The German just click his heel and Billy played with feel. Then along come a Bohemian, a mountain on his plate. He act like he never eat before and he ain't to eat no more. Macaroni and cheese, roast beef, pork chop, rice and black-eyed peas. He had cucumber, crack salad too, potato salad and coleslaw, just to name a few. Now when he passed, I asked him, say, oh boy, is that all? No, I'll be back for seconds. These plates are far too small. And he had 5 pieces of chicken, macaroni and cheese, roast beef, pork chop, rice and black-eyed peas. He had cucumber, crack salad too, potato salad and coleslaw, just to name a few. People watch in amazement at what he eat. He belonged in the Guinness record book for such a feat. But before they could finish, I love his score. He was back in the food line trying to get some more. The second time, the same amount on his dish, except for a couple items. The first time that he missed, he polished all that off in no seconds flat. Then swallow a quart of fruit punch on top of that. But alas, said the Bohemian, that meal was out of sight. All I need now is dessert and I will feel alright. He had 5 scoops of ice cream, smothered in whipped cream, plain cake, fruit cake, lemon meringue pie. He had jam tart, cream tart, coconut tart too, potato bread and cheesecake, just to name a few.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean having a very interesting conversation with our guests off here. But we're going to focus. Peer to Plate. He's been telling us about this for months now, and it's finally here. Chef Simeon Hall Jr. is with us, and he's brought some friends along, Chef Joel Johnson and Chef Angel Betancourt. Thank you very much for being with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
So it's here. Congratulations. It's time.
Yep. It's about that time. We're a couple hours away from doing some delicious stuff in a very unique and distinguished location, celebrating this Emancipation Weekend.
That's right.
And so, we want to emancipate people from bad food.
Hey, that sounds amazing.
And so that's what we're trying to do.
All right, so remind folks about the concept, what it is, what we can expect tomorrow.
Well, Peer to Plate is a celebration of lobster season that opens today. And it's also a celebration of, like I said, the Emancipation Weekend in a very thoughtful way that food culture is a big part of who we are as Bahamians. We're having it at the Fort Montague, which is the oldest and the most utilized fort in the Bahamas. And so we are taking what was once considered, I guess, tragedy and turning it into triumph, which Bahamians are really, really good at. And so we're taking those components and then serving lobster, caviar, and champagne. So, we're really, really resilient people. And one of the ways we show our resilience is through food and fellowship. And we're definitely fellowshipping tomorrow. We have myself, Chef Joel, Chef Angel, we have Chef Keshler, Chef Basil, and Chef Kiera. So this is a 6-man operation just on that level. And then the other, I think we have about 50 other persons that are involved in this, including our sponsors. And I definitely have to shout out a few of them. One, which is Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board. They came on with all the bells and whistles. And so they were really, really important in helping us make this happen. British Colonial, our friends over there, they're hosting Chef Angel for the week as he's come from back. He's Bahamian. You don't really look at it. He's kind of Mexican, but he's been living here for a really, really long time, and he just moved back. So they're hosting him, and we had a chef meet and greet there last night. Nice. And then we have EV Motors, We have Jimmy's, who's doing all of the beverage.
Okay.
And when I say the beverage, I don't mean the stuff with in the back. I mean the stuff with on the top shelf.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So we're doing that. And then we also have Jakar. We have Bahama handprint. So we'll be all adorned. And we have a special gift from them for everybody tomorrow. And then we have Bluefield Farms. We have ODS Fisheries. We have all sorts of people that have kind of partnered with us. This a very special event.
Excellent.
So Chef, I heard you say it's a lobster fast, right? So for people like me who don't eat lobster or have, shellfish allergies, what's available for
Nothing.
us?
Don't come.
Zero. Don't come. Don't come.
Okay.
I tell people all
no,
the
I just
time,
want to
Bahamas
know.
have 400,000 people.
Right.
We only want 40. And them 40
I love
You
it.
don't have to go to everything.
I love
We
it.
can't do everybody.
Right,
And we
exactly.
cooking in the bush. We on the
Okay.
fort, so we can't really maneuver
Right.
with who don't like this and all
Right.
that.
So you clarify in the
No,
market. This is
absolutely.
lobster only.
From you
You
buy
don't
the
eat that,
ticket,
don't come.
everything. Don't
That's
come
it.
out there.
There you go.
We
Wow.
can't help you.
There you go.
We can't help you.
Simple
Next
answer.
time is yours.
Don't pretty it
Sure.
up.
Yeah,
Right.
Anybody who know me know that's how I
Child,
go.
let me tuck my
Don't
tail.
come. This one ain't for you.
Let me tuck my
Don't
tail and
lobster
sit
domestic
small.
touch everything,
And
so now we
sit-
gotta worry
Right.
about cross.
Giving an allergy and
Right,
breaking out in hives.
Absolutely.
Right.
No.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for
We
protecting
really
us.
appreciate you.
Right, but stay away.
Do not come.
Right, there you go.
All right, so you say it's Fort Montague. You're going to be in the fort? Where
We're
exactly
going to
you
be
gonna be?
utilizing the pier. So
Oh,
there's a pier at Fort
big
Montague.
right.
And that's
Oh,
where the
that should
name
be
comes from.
very
Pier to
nice.
plate.
Yeah. Right.
And so the canopy and champagne part of it is going to be in the actual fort.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And then we're doing some stuff in correlation with the sunset.
Oh, it's
we
gonna be
have
beautiful.
some absolutely amazing things. And there's going to be some videography and photography because this is going to be utilized in a lot of different areas.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Oh, okay. So the target is 40.
Yeah, well, it's 40 paid
Okay.
persons, and then we have some other persons that have been invited.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Sponsors, etc.
Okay.
But right now, we honestly only have 4 more seats available
Okay.
for the
4
entire
seats.
event.
I ain't buying no
There's
ticket.
4 more seats.
No, not for you. You can buy one for somebody else.
Yeah, you give it to somebody, no problem. But if you want to get a ticket, we still only have 4 more seats available. So
Okay.
we're looking to have it sold out. So
Right.
there's somebody out there
Yeah, they
who
listening.
eat lobster.
Yeah, right.
Who ain't have no problem
Right,
with lobster.
right. That
And who
me.
ain't have no allergy.
Right.
Yeah.
They
that's
will
for them.
come.
One of them
Alright.
ticket for them.
Okay.
All right, so Chef Angel, Chef Joel, tell us about your contributions, what you're going to be offering, what you're going to be doing tomorrow.
What you making?
Yeah. Tilt that mic up a little bit, Chef Joel. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so my contribution for tomorrow is my glamour, my flair, and my funniness, I like to say. But in all seriousness, tomorrow I'm just doing my Asian flair with it. I prefer to do Thai and Japanese.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
With lobster?
With lobster,
Wow.
yeah. It's a mix. I like to play around.
Right.
No,
You need to sell them for a ticket.
I like to play around with a lot of the ingredients, so I do think it's going to be something that you guys are going to love to witness, and it's going to be something different. It's not your average dinner experience.
So do people get to watch you guys cook this, or is it going to already be ready?
No, it's great.
It's going to be already ready, but we do have a chef's table at this event.
Okay.
This is the first time I've ever seen it and been a part of it. So at the event, we have a chef's table,
Explain
and
people what
those
that is.
persons have already booked, and those persons will be immersed in a
Okay,
part
they'll
of the
be
chef
able to
experience.
watch it
Yes.
and- okay.
Other persons will be on the pair itself, which
Right.
is a further way off,
Right.
and they will be serviced.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's nice.
And Chef Angel, tell us about you, what you're going to be doing.
So I'm probably the one that won't
Use
use
the mic.
lobster.
That one.
That one? Okay, so I'm the one that won't use lobster because I'm the sweet side. So I'm the one who's gonna do dessert.
Isn't lobster.
Isn't lobster. So
Okay.
that's the one you probably will
Right. Yeah.
You're going for
So
that one.
yeah, I'm
Right.
the one allowed, the only one allowed not to use lobster. So
Okay.
I won't reveal what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be
a surprise.
It's gonna
Okay.
have mango, It's gonna have coconut. It's gonna have passion fruit. So
yeah.
But even though it doesn't use lobster, it pairs with lobster.
Right,
Of course.
And the citrusy, the sharpness,
Right.
those pungent flavors of tropical fruits
Right.
are going to be what is going to pair well. So it's just going to ease right into the
Right,
experience.
right.
So there's no lobster in it, but it is a part of the
Right,
experience.
yes.
All right, so
Yeah.
explain to us how it's going to work. You're going to have like different courses, and you'll get to taste something from each
It's 7
chef?
courses.
7 courses.
7 courses for the entire night. In fact, it's a little bit more than that. But the other ones, we call them amuse-bouche, which is a gift from the chef.
Okay.
So there's some bites there that's happening.
And then amuse-bouche.
Amuse-bouche.
Oh,
Yeah.
amuse-bouche.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that is a part of the experience. And then again, it's a journey of storytelling through food, which myself and most of these chefs are really, really good at.
Okay.
And so we have, a connection to the fort that is going to be told in no other way that has ever been done before. And frankly, there's no other way to do it than through food. And again, because Bahamians love to eat, we like to eat when we're happy, when we're sad, when we celebrate,
right?
when we're mad.
For no reason.
And so this is one of those times where we definitely have something that is luxurious in our opinion, but is very accessible in the Bahamas. Lobster ain't really, that's lobster.
Right.
But you give lobster to the people that you care about a little bit more.
Right.
So we found a way to make sure that happens.
What are the hours?
It's going to be from 7 p.m. sharp. Not like
you start on time, not Bahamian time.
100%.
Right.
Like sharp.
Right.
Sharp.
Yeah,
you
and
look
then-
like you was be late.
No, I don't be late, and I don't like people.
You was be
who
there
show up
7:05.
30 minutes and 40
We didn't
minutes.
start.
Right.
We didn't start. You done missed one of your
You done
bites
missed
because
it.
we don't go back.
That's it. That's
So
it.
anybody who know my events know
Yes.
that, and the reason being is we have a timeline to follow
to honor people's
because
time.
there's something happening at sunset
Right.
that we have to make sure everybody's
Right.
in place,
Right.
and so we're gonna start on time.
So don't come late and complain that you miss your course.
Well, they can complain.
You start
They
in
can
7,
complain.
not on you.
I like complainers.
Pick something special too.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So let me ask you this: you mentioned emancipating people from bad food. I know how you go, Chef
Yeah.
Simeon Hall Jr. So is there a way that Bahamians are doing lobster that you can't stand?
Please overcook lobster. Overcook. 110%. Overcooked. Overcook. That's our way.
Chef Joel's jumping in that too. So
Yeah.
what
Yeah, well, how you know your lobster overcooked?
How do you,
I don't cook
how
it,
do you
so
not
I don't know.
overcook it? What do you recommend?
I think my pet peeve with lobster, what a lot of Bahamians do, you like to boil your lobster. You like to boil seafood, genuinely speaking,
Right.
shrimp and crab and everything.
See how we saying y'all?
Right.
Yeah,
he don't do it.
No,
He don't do it.
I've never boiled it in my life. I can tell you now, if you could touch your lobster and it feel like the table right now,
Hard.
it'll overcook. I know we like well done stuff, but respect the food.
Okay.
So what would you recommend? Just put it on the
The simplest way, this way that everybody could do, you either pan, say, or grill, right? You want a nice little brown color like everybody likes it. Your oven is at 420. That's what I cook at, 400, 420, right? Get that temperature, in the oven, 8 minutes, out, let it finish on its own.
Will the shell be red? Like how?
The shell will be red, yes, ma'am.
Well, the shell got to be red.
Yeah, the shell could be red.
For somebody who can't eat lobster, you in here robbing. Why she robbing? You can't eat it.
That's what Grammy done say.
What she think? She can't eat it, but she robbing.
I'm the biggest thing.
I just want to know the shell still could be red. That's all.
So for you, once it look good, you straight.
Once it look all right,
So the-
I ain't eating it, man, you. But once it look like it done, that's fine.
That's fine. It could be done.
Right.
This show has been brought to you by How Not to Cook Lobster. Because she over here judging it by the color and she mad.
Are you got any issues with lobster salads and all these things? And all the, be fine.
Then the preparation is all the same. It's
Okay.
overcooked and it's leached. So what he's talking about is when you poach and you see that the water has more flavor than the lobster, then you've not, the preparation has been wrong. You don't have to boil lobster to the bejeebus and then take the boiled lobster and then you cook it again if you're
right.
steaming it and all those
Right,
things.
right.
So it then cook 3 times.
Right.
Wow.
So that is where the problem is. And so the flavor is different. So what you will see tomorrow is professional techniques done in very, very exciting, some in classical ways and some in modern ways that will really, really highlight the experience.
So, like in modern days now, people are like cracking lobster. Like when I say, deep fried lobster, is that a tradition of old, or is that something new now because we have crack conch, or should we be cracking the lobster?
Of course. It's just an adaptation of something that we learned from our Greek Bahamians. And so, yes, just for everybody who didn't know, crack conch came from the Greek.
Okay.
It's not from Cat Island or one of them places. It's from Greek.
If y'all had
And
conch,
so,
I would have been there.
So that is a part of, what evolution looks like. Food is always evolving.
And you got no philosophical issue with cracked lobster?
No, of course not. But what I have a problem with is fried, dry, cracked lobster.
So how many ways could you cook lobster? You bake it, you boil it, you crack it.
Again, the best answer to that is buy one of these tickets.
I don't eat it.
Well, then, why? So what?
I must buy it.
So you just being a good hostess then? You just being a good host.
I mean, I like information. I like information.
I mean, you can buy the ticket and then you can make sure the lobster shell red. Make sure everything is.
That don't even make sense. How much for these tickets? Let's talk about that. How much for these tickets?
So tickets are $250, all inclusive.
Right.
Again, like I said, we only have 4 left.
Right.
And so I was actually glad that we are able to invite the listeners to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And so there's only 4 left. It's going to be amazing. Chef Angel, who has come all the way from Mexico, even though he used to live here, he now resides in Mexico. He's going to finish it with something sweet. And every Bahamian knows, I don't care how good the meal is when it comes to dessert, it has to finish it off. It has to balance it out. And that's what Angel is really, really good at. So the entire experience is going to be next level. And so it's not just the lobster experience. It's the drinks, it's the location, it's the food, and it's the dessert.
And all the drinks will be paired with
Yes, there's a
And
pairing
it's seven
specific.
seven courses. You have to make sure, remind them.
Yes.
Listen, there's 7
So
courses.
come there ready,
Right.
wear your cool clothes.
Right, because
it is outside.
Right. Still
warm
It
at
is
night.
there. Don't come in your shawl and a heavy jacket and all that. Come in island clothes.
Right.
We live on an island.
Right.
So dress like you live on an island because we're going to be right there on the pier and it's going to be absolutely
What about the
brilliant.
music?
All of that is included.
Okay,
All
we
of that
have
is
some
in-
nice music.
We have everything.
You'll
It
be
is
able
an
to dance
experience.
afterwards.
You could go. Yeah, they have a couple of clubs right down the road. That party ain't have nothing to do with me.
Don't dance on the pier, you'll go in the water.
Yeah, after Jimmy's done do what they need to do with the drinks. If you want to dance, well,
Right.
drink responsibly, drive safely, and then you could go wherever you want to go after that.
So the chef's table is sold out. That's
The chef's table sold out within 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
Pretty
gone
cool.
from.
Yeah.
As soon as we put the tickets out, it was gone.
That's
Yeah,
excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, so really quickly, is there like something really surprising that some of the chefs are preparing that like even you were wowed at? Or is
Yeah,
it
I
really-
wrote the menu 2 days ago, and I was literally like, "This is absolutely brilliant." Every course bleeds into the other course, and that is what a good tasting menu is all about. And when you do that, and you see the work that is being done to make this happen, it is absolutely fantastic. All of the chefs are super excited to be there, and they when they're happy, the food is happy. And then, like I just gave Angel pureed mangoes for his dessert. And that is a combination of 4 different type of mangoes that I've saved over the last month.
Right.
And put them in
Local.
a way for him
Nice.
to be a part of his dessert.
Yeah.
And so coconuts and all this other stuff all being curated for just the dessert.
Fantastic.
And so when you talk about that, think about all the other courses that come before that.
So
And
is this going to
that's what
be
we're
an
excited.
annual event you're going to be doing, or what are you thinking?
Well, I have actually at the end of this event, we're going to be giving out a save the date for our next event.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And so we're definitely pushing to make sure that was my promise for 2025 to do as many
Steady
events.
stream of events.
Yes.
Oh,
And then
that's great.
this one is highlighting because it's a collaboration. It's not just me.
Okay.
It's myself and 5 other amazing talents
Okay.
that are going to be there. And so that's why this one is set apart from the rest.
Yeah. So we got a question from one of our listeners. Is saying, so what if the lobster is frozen? Should you thaw it first or just put it on the grill?
Man, he almost had a heart attack in here.
Oh dear, you've upset him. We won't be able to cook tomorrow.
To all the valued listeners out there under the sound of my voice, understand one thing about food. I always tell people you got to respect the food. If you know you want to eat in the next hour, if you got to defrost the food, then defrost the food now. If you say, man, dinner at 6 o'clock, if dinner at 6 o'clock, then 4 something, 3 something even, take the food out the freezer, let it come down naturally. Sometimes put it in some water, room temperature water, not boiling water, and then let it come down naturally. And then
It gotta boil anyway, so why you just can't take it from the freezer and throw it in the pot, the lobster? Why you can't do that?
You see, I don't say
Father God, I just like to offer this lady up before you. She doesn't know what she's saying, Heavenly Father. Please forgive her, Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Please.
Why you look at me like that, though?
Mom, please. Listen, here's one of the tips that I'd say to most people right now. This is the Bahamas.
Wow.
We live around a body of water. This is the start of lobster season. There's no way you should be eating frozen lobster at this time. The best thing to do is buy what you need. If you're going to feed 5 people, buy enough for 5 people fresh from your fisherman who you trust, who you develop a relationship with, where you know you're getting the best. There is no reason at this time that we should be even thinking about frozen lobster. But if you are going to cook frozen lobster, well, first of all, if it's frozen, it's been in your freezer for a little while.
Right.
That season then gone.
Right.
The only thing that should be done is probably making some soup, maybe.
Oh, wow.
But you need to make sure, because fresh is best.
Right.
And we live on an island.
Right.
You don't have to get a kid of fish if you only need 3.
Right.
It's cheaper you just go and buy fresh fish.
So would you be disrespecting the lobster? I don't know, y'all just be watching the little advertisements and think people selling the $25 bag of lobster with 5 lobster in it, right? Is that a disrespect to the lobster itself? Because me and you know they ain't full. Right? Let's talk with that.
Again, my tip is, and if you go on my website, if you see and follow me, one of my tips has always been to develop a relationship with your farmer and your fisherman. Somebody who you know and you trust. Somebody who, when you go there, the seafood is being held properly, meaning that it's iced down properly. You can tell that it's fresh. It is void of any odors. Fresh fish and seafood smell like the ocean. It don't smell like what it is.
Right.
If it starts to smell, that means it's already started to decay. And something that is like that, when you put it in the oven and you take it out, and when we call it high, you know what it high mean? It ain't no more good.
Right.
It's not optimum.
Right.
And so get a relationship with your fisherman and make sure that you buy in the best.
Yeah. We're only going to have a couple minutes left, but let's take this call really quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good, thanks.
Hey, ask your guest, right? Where people get the habit from of putting orange juice in Kong salad?
Oh, well, orange juice in Kong salad is an amalgamation of trying to replicate sour orange. Sour orange isn't readily available anymore.
Oh.
And so to kind of balance out the heavy acidicness from lime, you put orange in it, so you kind of create the sour orange, and that's where orange juice comes from. Somebody like me who don't like that heavy acidity, yeah, that works actually.
You're fine with it?
Yeah, 100%. That's totally acceptable.
Use sour orange.
Yes,
Okay.
but sour oranges are not readily available anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could also explain to people, right, that lobster wasn't always rich people food. Lobster was actually named a cockroach of the sea at one point in time. It's actually poor people food and actually served to prisoners in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, but that's Maine lobster, because lobster in the Bahamas still is everyday people food. Anybody could get lobster. Somebody can like you enough and give you a bag of tail. So that's still a part of our everyday. Anybody, it's not a part of classism.
Yeah.
Everybody has eat lobster in the Bahamas. It's only when you go to the restaurant, because it's named lobster. I can charge you a little bit more. But in an everyday household, you go to most places, especially now that lobster season just opened.
Right.
It's going to be bountiful.
Yeah.
Everybody eating lobster for the next month or so.
Right.
Absolutely. All right. So you're not going to give us a little hint as to what the next event's going to be?
Absolutely not. the people who paid the money have to have the first preference.
Okay.
So
But you got to
know,
tell us
yeah.
before for the day before the event. You only have
Well, I'll
to
be
watch
back.
it.
Hopefully, yeah, I'll be back and we'll
But guess
talk about
what,
it.
Chef? I learned to cook boiled fish from you.
Ah, nice. I appreciate
See,
that.
I was
Good
on
stuff.
your site. I find that boiled fish recipe and that it come out real good.
Nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So remind folks, you got 4 tickets left. What they need to do if they want to get one of those or 2.
If you want to get any of those tickets, you could go on my social media. At Simeon Hall Jr. is my Instagram, and then you could go all on any of my platforms, or you could go on my website and click the icons. My website is simeonhalljr.com. Again, there are only 4 tickets left, and we'll be really, really happy to put you in one of those amazing seats. And so, come support us, make sure that this happens. We have Chef Joel, who's the youngest of the group. He's definitely coming out there to shine. And then, of course, Chef Angel, who is a master pastry chef who's all over the world. But yeah. So he's definitely going to be. And then Chef Basil from SLS, who's doing the entree. Well, SLS coming out there to show out and show off.
okay.
So we can make it special for everybody who's involved.
And you can pay for it right on the website.
You can pay for it only through the platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Excellent stuff. This is going to be
stuff.
great.
Exciting.
Chef
Yes,
Simeon
sir.
Hall, Chef Joel Johnson, and Chef Angel Betancourt. Thank you so much for being with us. this
Thank you
morning.
so much.
Prepare to play tomorrow. Everyone's going to have a great time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Chef Simeon. The people say that you need to be on the show once a week. Real talk.
Well, let's talk.
We'll talk.
Your people call my people, and let's make it happen.
All right. All right, folks, we're going to break for news and be back. We're talking Junkanoo when we get back with Morning Blend Business. Stay with us.
People from many nations, they lined up to be fed. The Englishman, he takes some fish and chips. The American grab fried chicken, that's his native dish. The Frenchman bypass the food, he heads straight for the wine. The German just click his heel and Billy Blake with feel. Then along come a Bohemian, a mountain on his plate. He act like he never eat before and he ain't gonna eat no more. He had 5 pieces of chicken, macaroni and cheese, roast beef, pork chop, rice and black eyed
This
peas.
is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Friday, August 1st, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. And we had the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence on yesterday, PR Director John Williams with us, and we asked him, as we'd heard, that the JCMP is threatening to suspend Junkanoo groups who take part in non-sanctioned activities during this pause in events as they go through the draft National Junkanoo Authority bill. And so other than memorial services and a few other things, Junkanoo groups aren't supposed to be rushing. If you missed that yesterday, here's a clip that from that interview yesterday. Take a listen.
Now the head shape, the mouth.
Okay, that's not it. What was that?
I don't know.
There's a threat of suspension if you do violate the the temporary ban
pause.
or the pause on activities. Is that correct?
That is correct. Our chairman, Dion Miller, sat in front of all the leaders. This was one of the things that was said before the vote was taken, that we're doing this stance. If you go against this stance, such and such will happen, and that's in the form of suspension, right?
How long is suspension? What does that mean? Suspension from what?
Suspension from the JCNP, and possibly competing in being a competitor in the Boxing Day and New Year's Day parade.
Wow.
Now, that does not mean that you cannot.
Okay, so clip cut there, but yes. So and that as I said yesterday, it sounded a bit extreme. But there's a whole lot of it in today's paper. Genesis has issued a statement in response to this, and they're very much opposed to what's going on here. And I'm going to read the statement. So they're saying that we stand firm, no oppression will silence our drum, as they respond to the suspension threat from the JCNP. So the Genesis Junkanoo organization, Genesis, is compelled to inform the Bahamian people and the wider community of a formal threat of suspension and possible expulsion issued by the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence. This threat comes in response to our intent to participate in the Emancipation Day. They're calling it the Fox Hill Day Emancipation. This is the Emancipation Day events that take place
It's
during the holiday,
right,
in Fox Hill,
right.
Something very different
Let's
from Fox Hill
clarify
Day,
that, right.
But that's what's coming up for Monday, right? Sacred observance honoring the liberation of our enslaved ancestors. On Tuesday, July 29th, 2025, our steering team attended a special meeting with the JCNP seeking clarity. We asked a single critical question. What are the consequences if Genesis participates in the Fox Hill Day Rush? Again, Emancipation Day. We got to get this right, Genesis. Come on now. The response was sobering. Though not stated outright, the message was unmistakable. Obey or suffer the consequences. The echoes of a colonial mindset reverberated in that moment.
Wow.
For choosing to honor the memory of our ancestors, Genesis was threatened with immediate suspension from the JCNP, removal of all elected officers, forfeiture of membership dues, loss of voting rights and JCNP representation, downgrade to fund group status with no competitive eligibility, forced reapplication for JCNP membership with no guarantee of reinstatement, and if accepted, relegation to the exhibition category for the first parade.
That's a big. There's some serious consequences.
Yes, they do set a Junkanoo costume on fire. I mean,
Right.
this is very serious. Anyway, this is more than punitive. It is oppressive. It seeks to strip Genesis, the war hawks of change, of our dignity and silence our drum in full public view. Let the record show. Genesis will not be whipped into silence. Wow. There's more on this statement. Says that we were born out of resistance. Okay. Our mission is rooted in community development, cultural preservation, youth mentorship, and the empowerment of Bahamians through Junkanoo. We believe Junkanoo is more than a parade. It is a national tool for healing, growth, and unity. We are reminded of the biblical story of 1 Kings 3:16 through 28, where two women dispute over a child. One, the true mother, chose to step aside to preserve the child's health. In this moment, Junkanoo is that child. And Genesis, like the true mother, like the true mother, has stepped back from Fox Hill Day, Emancipation Day, not out of fear, but to shield our members from destruction. But the irony is glaring. The JCNP aims to allow participation in memorial rushes, except, it seems, when that memorial centers on emancipation. For honoring our ancestors, we are punished. For choosing freedom, we are threatened. This is not unity. This is oppression. Let it be known, we are not united with any activity that seeks to silence the ancestral drum. We are not united with any policy that attempts to restrict our cultural expression. We are not united with anything that demands we remain silent in the face of injustice. We are Junkanoo. We honor our ancestors through one rush. And then it goes on about some stuff they've done. It's a lot. But that is from the chairman of the Genesis Junkanoo organization, Warhawks of Change, Theo Cooper. Okay. Serious talk there, but great points. I mean, why would you do that for Emancipation Day?
Why does Junkanoo have to be policed so heavily,
Yeah,
though?
why can't the groups make a
It's just
decision?
fun. It's not like they are competing for prizes or money, or why do you have to get approval to rush for a funeral or rush for why does it have to be like, why can't you
What
just
does
doing
it
it?
matter?
Right.
Exactly.
What is the big deal?
Well, so Emancipation Day, it's a big deal, of course. You know that, and we know Fox Hill does something very big. This is separate from Fox Hill
Right.
Day. I'm
Right.
really surprised that so many people are mixing these up.
Right.
But anyway, we know in Glade, Fox
Right.
Hill, it used to be a
Certain
big thing on
communities, right.
Emancipation Day,
Right.
especially Fox Hill. And so Monday morning, people are expecting that there would be
Right,
a
Junkanoo.
Freedom Rush,
Right.
and People's Rush there. So
And then why can't the JCPN, whatever they name,
JNCP.
yeah, right, because I'm not a
no,
Junkanoo.
you got it
so-
right, JCNP,
Yeah.
JCNP.
Just give an approval for it to be done. It's. I mean, what is the power? Like, what is?
Why do they have to give approval?
Agree.
Why
Like
do
I
they
know that's my first question. Why? Secondly, though, you see that there's an interest in the groups doing it, and yes, you're trying to put together this authority. Only God knows how long that's going to take. And in the meantime, Junkanoo must be silent unless you say it must happen.
Well, not everybody's listening to that at all.
That's insane.
Not just Genesis. Fred Mitchell, the MP for Fox Hill, has issued a statement. In fact, he replied to a post on our interview with John Williams yesterday on our Facebook page. And he says there will be Junkanoo.
Right.
And he's issued this statement. Take a listen.
As the representative for Fox Hill, I want to invite all Junkanoo groups, all Junkanoo people, all Junkanooers to be in Fox Hill midnight plus 1 minute past midnight to begin Junkanoo, a grand Junkanoo rush, a people's rush to celebrate, to mark, and observe freedom of African peoples in this country. We've been doing it for over 100 years. There's no reason not to be in Fox Hill Monday morning, right after 12 midnight. The South Africans are sending a representative to the Bahamas to watch Junkanoo, so let's all be there. The last time somebody tried to sabotage public Junkanoo was after the Burma Road riots in 1942. The then colonial government with the Bay Street Boys banned the performance of Junkanoo, and even then they couldn't stop Junkanoo. So all talk about stopping Junkanoo, come up to Fox Hill Monday morning. You don't have to have a banner. You don't have to do anything. I'm just saying, as the representative for Fox Hill, come up and rush. Come up and rush Monday morning. I expect to see all of you up there. Support the people of Fox Hill on this day, which marks our liberation as a people. We've been doing it for decades and decades. So come and support us in Fox Hill Monday morning. Thank you.
Okay, Fred Mitchell has spoken. So battle lines have been drawn. We've got
Definite battle.
my goodness. Let's hear from you on this. What do you think? Do you think the JCMP is overreaching? This is overhanded. This is just too much from them. This you don't need to police the groups like this. Yes, do your consultation, peruse the draft, right? But
why do you need permission?
what is this any reason to fully silence Junkanoo? Why, especially at this time of year, Emancipation Day?
Right.
Why would you do this?
Why groups can't say, hey, we're going to be rushing here for this purpose? Like, they should have the ability to do that, not have to get permission.
We heard John Williams yesterday. He said it. He said this is to send a message that we are serious about this. We're not entirely happy about some of the language in the draft, and so people need to pay attention to that. But is this the right way to send that
Correct.
message? We're asking. Duquesa seems to think definitely this is not the way to do it.
No.
I'm inclined to agree with her. But what say you? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Caller, what say you on this?
How you doing?
Good, doing well. Good morning.
All right, yes, now I support the JCNP in their stance against this new thing, right? But I think they have overstepped their boundaries in this regard. Junkanoo culture, even though it's within the JCNP's purview, they have to be careful as to what they try to control. Okay, now in this instance, they coming across just like the persons they say that they are fighting against. It's like the same bird on two different wings. They have to understand where they are, and not make this political. Separate politics from culture. Now, the downside of it is that if they're not able to put this thing, if this is not put to rest, come an issue in the next election. And I don't think we need to have that. So I think the JCNP needs to step back and realize that they are not a PLP or an FNM. They represent the culture of all the people in this country. Whoever is giving them advice is very off on this issue.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I hear you. Call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720. I've got another call. Let's take this one. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
Good stuff. I've been, listening to this debate and this talk about, what's happening with Junkanoo. And, Junkanoo survived for many, many years prior to the creation of the JCND. And we never had all these issues, And for my, I'm 63. And from, I think my first Junkanoo I ever saw was, 67 or 68, 1968. I remember the birds and the bees. Still I saw a big, lobster rolling, crawfish coming down the street. And I fell in love with watching Junkanoo. And Junkanoo used to be very enjoyable. Now it seems to be, it's a political football. I don't understand how come we've come to this point, or we've allowed it to come to this point where you have a body of people that are going to control and dictate to the Junkanoo groups when and where they can rush, when and where they can have their expression of music, when and where they can have, where they can gather and practice. I just don't understand that. It just seems to be something that would be, found in a state like Russia or Cuba, not in the Bahamas. I think that they need to sit small. I personally feel that the government should just disband the JCNP and let Junkanoo continue to be governed just by a body that allows the parades to function. After all, I think it is government sponsorship that provides a lot of the money towards what's happening in Junkanoo. And I think the JCNP needs to sit small and get out of this business and allow these Junkanoos, if they want to rush, let them rush.
Wow.
That's their choice.
Okay.
I don't like this dictatorship of position that they're taking and telling Junkanoo groups that, if you rush, we're going to declass you and put you in a fun group. Who the dickens are they to tell a Junkanoo group when and where they can rush? I disagree wholeheartedly with their stand. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Wow. Okay. Let's take this one. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air. Hi. Good morning.
Morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Dwight, we're in a sad state to see that this is what Junkanoos come to. But I want to agree with one of your callers. The JCNP seems to be dealing with a cadre of issues, but to take the position to say you're canceling all Junkanoo events, you're starting to come off as if you're the very same, like the caller just said, the very same people that you're saying that you have a problem with. And to come to the point where it's like you're the end all, it's almost they're helping make the case that I believe the government is having a challenge with as to why they want to come up with this authority.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I think one of the challenges, everybody's asking, how did he get here in Junkanoo? I remember just briefly for one of the first times, a friend of mine said, get involved and see what's going on. And I remember the kind of money that we made just recently out of selling T-shirts for Junkanoo. So I can imagine the amount of money that's involved with these A groups and these big groups and the big Junkanoo parade. This was just a little high school Junkanoo on Russia that we made some great money out of just selling T-shirts, Dwight. And so when it comes to the politics behind the decision making of these big groups, a lot of it is behind persons being in position to make the determination as to who's going to get this contract, who's going to get that contract. And so I believe it's the money that's involved in Junkanoo that's helped to pollute it to some degree. But at the same time, Junkanoo is a celebration of us as a people. And it seems like we've come to a place now where we're not able to celebrate our cultural expression freely without interference on whether it's the government or whether it's the organizing committees such as the JCNP or whomever. And I think that's what the government is attempting to do, create an avenue where Junkanoo cannot be hijacked or stifled or anything along that line. I'm not saying that I'm in support of the government's idea, but the way the JCNP is currently going about it would make the case as to why the government would want to do an authority so that they don't have full control over the parade.
Okay.
And so I just hope that there could be some working out. I don't think that this government is favorable for Junkanoo, Dwight, at all, because look what we have come to. And if anything, one of the things I wanted to highlight, Dwight, recently the Prime Minister referenced Candia Deems and her relation to a F&M candidate. I think many persons have considered the Prime Minister's relation to his brother in relation to the whole Junkanoo ordeal too. And so since he's thinking like that, it now has me thinking like that this is what Junkanoo has come to as a result of him and his brother's involvement in
Okay,
it.
but really quickly, I got to ask you. You said you don't think the government is favorable. So has there been one that was favorable? I mean, more favorable than what do you mean?
I recall. I don't know if it was an F&M administration or so, but I remember there was some consultation with all the Junkanoo groups. And if you listen to what the JCNP said about them having the parade out on Gladstone Road, I believe they took that position because that was a position of consensus from amongst them. When they were being consulted by previous administrations, that as far as they got in consensus to say, hey, where this property, I believe the property was given to them in terms of where they would rush and so forth, but that work was never completed. And so here we are today.
I don't think things have been right for a long time. It's been a long time. So the stretching across multiple administrations. But let's take this call. Good morning, call. You're on the air. Are you there? Good morning. Hi, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hi, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, I'm not a Russia or whatever they might call it, but I'm watching this, and everything is wrong. No matter what we do, is wrong. If JCN do something, it is wrong because it's politics. TLP calling, F&M calling, the people who are in charge of the Junkanoo committee, they calls in, and the ones who are in charge. But it's all politics. If this wasn't some prime minister brother, the two Wally boys would have straightened that out, or the minister would have said, listen, you all deal with that. All of a sudden, this situation come up where we want to do something with Junkanoo. No matter what we do with Junkanoo, it's not going to be right. It's not going to be right. Okay?
Okay. All right. I hope that's not the case, but I hear you. Another call before we get to your text messages. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning, the question.
Good morning.
Wider community.
Good morning.
Yeah, this question of Junkanoo cannot be solved in its present situation. That is certainly an overreach by the Junkanoo JCN. Certainly, I mean, Junkanoo is an expression of ourselves, and Junkanoo is who we are. It's a cultural expression of us, and it should not be dictated to by nobody at all, no government, other than the persons who are Russian, should be making decisions for Junkanoo. That's always been my position. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see no government involved with Junkanoo because it can cause chaos, just like we have now. Because we don't need this chaos in our in community. We need to be united, and Junkanoo is the one thing that unites us. Because every other thing you can think about, there's politics. You go to church, politics. You go around the corner, it's politics. Junkanoo is the only single thing that unites us as a people. And so I don't want no one to be trifling with that. That's not to be taken lightly. Restriction on it. That's the way I see it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, let's read some of these text messages here. This person says here, we the Bahamian people want no one to stop us from having our Junkanoo. How dare anyone disservice those ancestors who gave their blood and tears? We should always seek to honor them. Okay. This person says here, who pays the legal costs when the JCNP makes these bad decisions? If they had to pay personally, they would act more cautiously. Okay. This texter says, if I'm not mistaken, I thought the guy on your show from the JCNP said that they are only responsible for the management of the two major parades in Nassau. How are they able to dictate to groups what they do outside of those parades? I don't understand. We said that, asked that about that as well, and they said that they came together and agreed in the meeting. It was a vote. It was put to a vote, and the majority of the people agreed, or everybody agreed except for the people who were absent.
On what?
That they would suspend all activities.
Oh.
It was put to a vote. It wasn't one person who made the decision. And that's how they
Were there
came to
more
that.
present than absent?
No, but I guess there was. I guess some key people were absent.
Was there a quorum? Were there enough people?
Some key people were clearly absent, but this was put to a vote. It wasn't that one person made the decision, one dictator, one emperor. But they all voted and said, maybe they did that in anger at the time.
Did they understand exactly what they were doing?
Perhaps they need to revisit this.
Right.
Maybe we took that a little too far. Maybe. More meetings are coming. They have a meeting with the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture very shortly, and hopefully some sense, calmer heads will prevail, perhaps. But yeah. This texter says here, in my view, Junkanoo is the one cultural expression that unites us all. We can't let the JCNP control the one cultural expression that unites us. Mm-hmm. This person says, you have to remember the JCNP is made up of members of all the Junkanoo groups, so the member groups are not rushing. But I think if people want to rush, they can do that, just not under the group name. Well, that's an interesting point. Is that the case? I know we have some Junkanoos listening. Is that true? Yeah. You could you rush independently, but not under the group name? You could. So that could happen. So you and 5 of your friends could rush, but don't call yourself
a group, right? Yeah, but that's,
whatever.
Isn't that what the minister said though? He's like, just come out.
Just come out.
Don't under no banner or whatever.
But
just,
Genesis wants to rush as a group.
A group. Okay.
Okay. And they're like, why
and I
should
saw
we?
some other call on social media asking people to just come out and rush, wear a white shirt, no
Right.
identification
Not say,
right,
because it's just
if
a people's
if it's
rush.
just for the people, right? So that's a consideration as well.
Mm-hmm. Interesting
Very
interesting times. Caller, what say you on this? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan. How are you?
Doing well.
Morning to you and your guest. What happens if Genesis wants to come out with a banner with their name? Or one of the Wally boys want to come up with a banner with their name, then what the JCNP will do with them? What they could do with them?
Blast them off into space. I don't know. But they're threatening to suspend them.
How could you suspend a Junkanoo group and you ain't giving them no money? They get the funds from the government and their sponsors. You can't say, they can tell them they gotta come on Bay Street Rush.
That's what they're
How
threatening.
you can stop a group from coming on to Bay Street Boxing Day morning to rush if they want to rush?
They say all the groups have agreed to these rules. These are the terms that they all have agreed to.
But one of the texts said something in closing. One of them things about coming in your group with just not a name, right?
Yeah.
But if you coming, if 100 of us coming to rush, we have our own little group. The next 100 come, they have their own group. Who gets the prize money? Who gets the money? Who wins? How are we going to know who to give the money to?
Is there a prize money on Emancipation Day? Is there a prize?
Yes,
Yeah? What?
Oh, really?
My producer's saying no, he's a big junkie.
It is surprising. But your producer must see, I don't know what. Every parade for Fox Hill Day from
He said
was around.
he says a stipend.
It
and
is a prize money.
He's saying
Once
no.
you have the group's names, the Wally Boy Sox and Roots and all them, everybody, you have a prize money. So if you come first, second, third, fourth, fifth, what does it give you?
Okay, thanks a lot,
Hey,
caller.
Sabia?
Well, my producer's saying they used to do it. They've stopped doing that. You get a stipend now, but they don't do that anymore. So, okay. I don't know. Another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys. How are you all this morning?
Doing well.
Wasn't Junkanoo an African festival that was inherited by the Bahamas after the Emancipation Freedom of the Slaves?
I don't know about after, but
Yes, it was.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not
you
sure
can
about
research
that.
it.
But
But,
I mean,
Dwight, the
I
problem
think they
I'm
brought it here and we're
having-
doing it all that time and continued the
Pardon me?
tradition. They brought it here and we're doing it all that time and continued it
Yeah.
before and after emancipation.
Before Emancipation?
They would have been doing it.
If you were-
I mean,
if
maybe it
you
wasn't
couldn't do anything,
called Junkanoo, but I mean, I guess they had them times. But anyway, what's your point?
Yeah, my point is this. Wasn't the JCMP, the government established the JCMP, right?
Yes.
Okay. If the JCMP is going rogue, don't the government have the right to chime in and deal with the JCMP? This is the first time in history I've ever heard that Junkanoo groups will be have a penalty if they rush under their banner. That is totally wrong. The JCMP is not above the law also, okay? And the Junkanoo group should have a voice in it. I mean, they might have made a decision out of the what the JCN probably brought to them, but now they're realizing that that was a bad decision they made because all the information wasn't brought forward, okay? So I think JCMP need to rethink what they're saying because this is our cultural, our major cultural festival, okay, Junkanoo. And for that to be disrupted just because a few persons, I think is totally wrong. How would I say?
Okay, thanks a lot. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good morning.
Have you ever watched the movie Invictus about the life of Nelson Mandela?
Yes, I have.
There's a segment in his story or in the story of their nation where President Mandela had to find something to bring the people together. And during the early years of his presidency, he used soccer. And for years, I've tried to figure out why is it that we've not used the power of Junkanoo as a people to unite us beyond our issues as a people. And I'm starting to believe that failure to appreciate a thing creates abuse inevitably. And I believe that there's a possible in Junkanoo enough appreciation as a tool of our development as a people, and hence now we're seeing the abuse of Junkanoo.
It's quite possible. Quite possible. Yeah.
I just wanted to put that into our psyche and get us to think about what Junkanoo can. And I've had a friend that is a part of the Genesis group and leads their youth mentoring program that showed me the power of Junkanoo, and I'm not talking about the rushing. I've seen Junkanoo groups where you go over on Paradise Island or different places, and you see these young men pull together and praying and covering their families. The power behind Junkanoo, I don't think we have utilized as a people. Hence, we're now experiencing this abuse of Junkanoo.
Okay.
Wherever there's no appreciation, abuse is inevitable.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Some text messages here as we get ready for a break. This person says here, tell the government to keep out of Junkanoo and allow the Junkanooers to govern Junkanoo. Keep the government and politics out of Junkanoo. Junkanoos put all their time and resources in Junkanoo, so they should be the ones to govern it. The government should have had the conversation with it just stops anyway. They are feeling slighted and disgusted, so I applaud them for taking a stand. So you agree with not allowing Junkanoo at all during this time? Yes? Texter? Okay. Sure. As Texter says here, the culture of the bombs is an awesome one. Junkanoo is a festival that unites the Bahamian people and guests everywhere around the world. This is a given celebration of the people by the creator himself. Well, thank you. Thank you for that Wikipedia entry. Let's we appreciate your text. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight and Tayo.
Hi.
I don't know. I'm not a participant of Junkanoo. I'm more of a spectator. And then being you kind of love it, the energy. But how old is Junkanoo? In terms of post 1973, they was doing Junkanoo from then, right?
Long before. What do you mean? It's from slavery days. Yeah.
Okay, so Junkanoo is a passion-driven activity. Now, what I feel is, for me, we, like the caller said, we have yet to extract the true potential of what Junkanoo can create in terms of revenues and how persons participating should be able to get a salary set from this point on. And so I figured that then when you talk about persons who are supposed to manage and to be responsible for allowing that to happen, which is the government, I feel like that's where we dropped the ball. Because, these Junkanoo groups, they showed every year, every time they're called, everything they do, they passionate, they go and they show out. They spend their monies, they invest in this culture, keeping this thing alive. So all the time, we've yet to capitalize on this. We don't have a museum. They don't sell it online. They don't sell it in the straw market.
Oh, so this is what the government's trying to do with the National Junkanoo Authority. They're saying that they want to see all of this happen.
We're still
once
talking
and
future.
for all.
We're still we're talking about party, like you said. This is a problem that extended over administrations.
Yeah, and they're trying to rectify it. They are trying. They hope that this will be what's needed to change all of this.
Let me say this. Okay, so we want to know exactly what is the true potential of the revenues that this Junkanoo can create for the country. Then they should provide some financials to show us then what this authority expects to create from their oversight and how much money they can create based on their past, what they know from data over the years of Junkanoo costumes,
so
groups.
The bill, it's hard to find it, but the bill is out now. I mean, it wasn't easy the first few days, but you can take a look. It goes into some detail about it. This is why the JCMP wanted the pause, because it is a lengthy document. They wanted at least a month to look at this. Right. So I invite you to do that. I'll post a link on our social media for everybody to take a look at it. It does talk about some of these things. And the way forward. Now, the only problem is the JCMP is concerned about what its role is going to be in it. And they're saying once that is defined, they can get behind, at least that's what they told us yesterday, they can get behind most of this. Okay. So it's just that needs to happen. And again, it's a draft bill, so there probably are some oversights in it. But once there is clarity, this can all be resolved. For too long for the clarity, and things are being said, it appears, in anger, in frustration, and this is what has led us to this point. And now people are feeling threatened, and everybody's saying everything that comes to their and it appears that we are in a war, but this isn't this complicated.
Yeah,
this could be resolved very, very easily. Emancipation Day, yes, we won't have a suspension. We understand the importance of this to our history.
Right.
Let's do it, and we're almost done with our consultation, so we're going to lift this suspension very soon. We don't have to destroy the whole thing,
correct,
because we have a little confusion about something, and so we're hoping this gets resolved as
today.
Today will be great.
Yes, today.
That will be today, but within a week, for the love of God. But come on, folks.
Yeah.
Let's not make this the end of the world.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. We're going to take these calls really quickly, and then we got to take a break. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there? Let's take the other one. Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. Just wanted to give you an ounce of clarity, Dwight, or some advice. Dwight, you helping us this morning with this Junkanoo thing, so you cannot use the phrase or the words for us to define the way forward. The way forward is our group name, Dwight, so you can't.
What do you suggest instead?
Well, we can figure this out.
All right. I appreciate that. I stand corrected.
On helping us disseminate these issues as a people, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the craft inside. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I knew that.
Yes. You can't say those words anymore. It's like
Even though they
a new day.
Before. Right,
a new day.
You can't say
and the way forward.
No.
Ruined.
Ruined.
Just like gold and red. You can't wear them anymore. Look where we've come to. We'll be back, folks. Stay with us.
Get ready to catch the thrill and win with Shell. Fuel up with $20 or more and unlock your shot at unforgettable prizes.
We're talking regatta trips to Exuma and Harbor Island.
Free fuel, grocery vouchers, water park passes, and more. Just snap your receipt and WhatsApp it to us at 242-422-0271. The vibes are high, the prizes are hot, and the summer is yours to win with Shell. Only at participating Shell stations in Nassau. Now through August 22nd. Terms and conditions apply.
With RBC,
your ideas become plans.
Your plans become memories.
This is retirement. And your dreams become your life.
Whether it's planning that family vacation, owning your dream home, or retiring comfortably, your ideas are everything. And RBC is here to help make them happen. With RBC, your ideas happen here.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Spring into savings at Roberts Furniture with appliance combos that work for your home and your pocket. GE 18 cubic feet fridge and stove, only $15.99. Visit our linen department where 100% cotton towels start at just $2. Take advantage of the long summer evenings with Panama Jack patio furniture and save 25%. Or how about a free box spring with any orthopedic mattress purchase? And with salary deductions, layaway, and the gift registry, there's a payment option to suit every budget. Roberts Furniture, quality, comfort, style, 5th Terrace, Centerville. 322-8862. Like us on Facebook.
Pop the top and collect. Check your cap at 700. 200,000 in cash and prizes with winners on different islands. Collect. Pop the top and collect. Check your cap at 700. You could win free bears, take a sip and collect merchandise. Matter say, I pop mine at I pop mine at when free bears at check your cap. When you go Grand Bahama. Collect. Pop the top and collect. Check your cap at 700. You could win free bears, take a sip and collect merchandise. Drink responsibly, boy.
You work hard for your money, so let your money work hard for you. With as little as $1,000 to start, you can watch your money grow by investing in CFAL's Bahamian dollar and US dollar mutual funds, each tailored to match your unique investment profile. Our expert advisors are dedicated to crafting personalized investment strategies to help you achieve your financial goals. Don't miss out on the chance to earn higher returns on your hard-earned money. Join Trust CFAL and start your journey toward financial freedom today. Visit us at cfal.com to learn more about our saving and investment options. And let us help you build wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Time for Morning Business Report brought to you by CFAL. Financial Secretary Simon Wilson says that while the government is still struggling to get a handle on collecting real estate taxes, the vexing issue of real property tax arrears by foreigners owning property has improved. Foreigners with land holdings in the Bahamas represent the largest amount of real property tax arrears on the Department of Inland Revenue's books. In 2024, it was revealed that foreign and commercial property tax owners or property owners owed the majority of the $822,167,685 in real property tax arrears on the books at this time. Or at that time, Wilson said the numbers are improving. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. More from Wilson. He says that while there's been some skepticism about whether or not the government's tourism revenues are what they say they are because of possible flawed methodology in calculating them, says that the double-digit growth in tourism revenues is undisputable. Wilson making the remarks while a speaker at the Rotary Club of West Nassau's regular meeting at the Poop Deck West. He said that while the traditional method of measuring tourism expenditure might have deficiencies, the country's value-added tax returns tell the picture of growing tourism sectors. And Executive Director of the Bahamas Out Islands Promotion Board, Carrie Fountain, says that Bahamas Air is hindered by the number of aircraft it has in its operations, which limited the number of flights it could make to the Family Islands to fill the gap left by Silver Airways after it closed. Fountain telling Guardian Business that though the airline partners like Aztec Airways, Makers Air, and Tropic Ocean Airways stepped up to the plate to provide added service, they did still lose some service as a result of the Silver closure. And the developers of the Ocean Club Four Seasons residences are embroiled in a $35 million lawsuit in a New York court for breach of confidentiality and a non-disclosure agreement with a former partner, Soho Development Company LLC. In court documents submitted to the New York State Supreme Court alleges that Two Roads Development, its former partner in the Ocean Club Four Seasons Residences project, breached the agreement in an effort to end the partnership. The court documents also reveal that Two Roads, now working with Russian-born British billionaire Len Blavatnik's Access Industries on the project, sidelined Soho after it breached the NDA. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. In your Market Watch recapping trading on the BISX from Thursday. Market movers: AML Foods Limited moving 1,500 shares, closing at 630 unchanged. Bank of the Bahamas moving 1,000, up 18 cents to 470. Commonwealth Brewery moving 1,000, up 62 cents to 1025. Focol moving 132,000 shares, closing up 5 cents to 615. Consolidated Water down 6 cents to 582. Emira Incorporated up 1 cent, closing at 1149. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,020.98, up 0.80. That's your Market Watch, and that is your Morning Business Report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Questadine, it's been great having you here on a Friday, ending the week with you.